Good evening. Just a moment. I'm just organizing my desktop. Okay. So 25 months ago, I started to read the Red Book by C.G. Jung. And I, at that time, intentionally left out Liber Secundus, which is this much of the reader's edition of the book. And so I thought that I should come back and start to read Liber Secundus again. Now, at the beginning of or not again because I never read it, but just to give you something to think about. So Liber Secundus begins with a Latin statement that is translated here for us. Hearken not unto the words, the heading is the images of the erring. Hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesize unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of the Lord. Jeremiah 23:16. I have heard what the prophets said, that prophecy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. The prophet that hath a dream, let him tell a dream, and he that hath my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat, saith the Lord? Jeremiah 23:25-28. And then we begin with the red one. The door of the mysterium has closed behind me. I feel that my will is paralyzed. I'm sorry, I'm going to just stop and give you a little explanation here. Dr. Jung is in the middle of an active imagination where he is, as a psychiatrist, examining his own psyche, and he's doing that by recognizing that certain aspects of his psyche are being presented to him as visions. And so it's sort of the equivalent of a waking dream. There have been several more of these in the earlier readings that I've done. This is part 15. I've also read parts 1 through 14 and also several excerpts from the Red Book for Our Time, Searching for Soul Under Postmodern Conditions, which is a 3-volume set. All right, so let me begin this. So we're in the midst of an active imagination of Dr. Jung. I just want to set this a little bit differently. Okay. The red one. The door of the mysterium has closed behind me. I feel that my will is paralyzed and that the spirit of the depths possesses me. I know nothing about a way. I can therefore neither want this nor that, since nothing indicates to me whether I want this or that. I wait without knowing what I'm waiting for. But already in the following night, I felt that I had reached a solid point. I find that I am standing on the highest tower of a castle. The air tells me so. I am far back in time. My gaze wanders widely over solitary countryside, a combination of fields and forests. I am wearing a green garment. A horn hangs from my shoulder. I am the tower guard. I look out into the distance. I see a red point out there. It comes nearer on a winding road, disappearing for a while in forests and reappearing again. It is a horseman in a red coat, the red horseman. He is coming to my castle. He is already riding through the gate. I hear steps on the stairway. The steps creak. He knocks. A strange fear comes over me. There stands the red one, his long shape wholly shrouded in red. Even his hair is red. I think, in the end, he will turn out to be the devil. The red one. Okay, then this is a conversation between the red one, which is TR, and I, which is Jung. The red one. I greet you, man in the high tower. I saw you from afar, looking and waiting. Your waiting has called me. I, who are you? TR, who am I? You think I am the devil. Do not pass judgment. Perhaps you can also talk to me without knowing who I am. What sort of superstitious fellow are you that immediately you think of the devil? I, if you have no supernatural ability, how could you feel that I stood waiting in my tower, looking out for the unknown and the new? My life in the castle is poor, since I always sit here, and no one climbs up to me. The red one. So what are you waiting for? I await all kinds of things, and especially I'm waiting for some of the world's wealth, which we don't see here, to come to me. The red one. So I have come to absolutely the right place. I have wandered a long time through the world, seeking those like you who sit upon a high tower on the lookout for things unseen. You make me curious. You seem to be a rare breed. Your appearance is not ordinary. And then, too, forgive me, it seems to me that you bring with you a strange air, something worldly, something impudent or exuberant, or, in fact, something pagan. The red one. You don't offend me. On the contrary, you hit your nail on the head. But I'm no old pagan, as you seem to think. I don't want to insist on that. You are also not pompous and Latin enough. You have nothing classical about you. You seem to be a son of our time, but as I must remark, a rather unusual one. You're no real pagan, but the kind of pagan who runs alongside our Christian religion. The red one. You're truly a good diviner of riddles. You're doing better than many others who have totally mistaken me. You sound cool and sneering. Have you ever broken your heart over the holiest mysteries of the Christian religion? The red one. You're an unbelievably ponderous and serious person. Are you always so urgent? I would, before God, always like to be as serious and true to myself as I try to be. However, that certainly becomes difficult in your presence. You bring a certain gallows air with you, and you're bound to be from the black school of Salerno, where pernicious arts are taught by pagans and the descendants of pagans. The red one. You're superstitious and too German. You take literally what the scriptures say. Otherwise, you could not judge me so hard. A hard judgment is the last thing I would want, but my nose does not play tricks on me. You're evasive and don't want to reveal yourself. What are you hiding? The red one seems to get redder. His garments shine like glowing iron. Happy New Year. The red one. I hide nothing from you, you true-hearted soul. I simply amuse myself with your weighty seriousness and your comic veracity. This is so rare in our time, especially in men who have understanding at their disposal. I believe you cannot fully understand me. You apparently compare me with those whom you know, but I must say to you, for the sake of truth, that I neither really belong to this time nor to this place. A spell has banished me to the place and time for years. I am really not what you see before you. The red one. You say astounding things. Who are you then? That is irrelevant. I stand before you as that which I presently am. Why am I here and like this? I do not know. But I do know that I must be here to justify myself according to my best knowledge. I know just a little who you are, as you know who I am. The red one. That sounds very strange. Are you something of a saint? Hardly a philosopher, since you have no aptitude for scholarly language, but a saint? Surely that. Your solemnity smells of fanaticism. You have an ethical air and a simplicity that smacks of stale bread and water. Sorry. You have an ethical air and a simplicity that smacks of stale bread and water. I can say neither yes nor no. You speak as one trapped in the spirit of this time. It seems to me that you lack the terms of comparison. The red one. Perhaps you attend the school of the pagans. You answer like a sophist. How can you then measure me with the yardstick of the Christian religion if you are no saint? It seems to me, though, that one can apply this yardstick even if one is no saint. I believe I have learned that no one is allowed to avoid the mysteries of the Christian religion unpunished. I repeat, he whose heart has not been broken over the Lord Jesus Christ drags a pagan around in himself who holds him back from the best. The red one. Again, this old tune. What for? If you are not a Christian saint, are you not a damn sophist after all? You are ensnared in your own world, but you certainly seem to think that one can assess the worth of Christianity correctly without being a downright saint. I'm sorry, the red one. Are you a doctor of theology who examines Christianity from the outside and appreciates it historically, and therefore a sophist after all? You're stubborn. What I mean is that it's hardly a coincidence that the whole world has become Christian. I also believe that it was the task of Western man to carry Christ in his heart and to grow with his suffering, death, and resurrection. Do you believe that Christianity left no mark on the souls of men? And do you believe that one who has not experienced this most intimately can still partake of its fruit? The red one. You argue your case well, but your solemnity, you could make matters much easier for yourself. If you're no saint, I really don't see why you have to be so solemn. You wholly spoil the fun. What the devil is troubling you? Only Christianity, with its mournful escape from the world, can make people so ponderous and sullen. I think there are still other things that bespeak seriousness. The red one. Oh, I know, you mean life. I know this phrase. I too live and don't let my hair turn white over it. Life doesn't require any seriousness. On the contrary, it's better to dance through life. I know how to dance. Yes, would we could do it by dancing. Dancing goes with the mating season. Dancing goes with the mating season. I know that there are those who are always in heat and those who also want to dance for their gods. Some are ridiculous and others enact antiquity instead of honestly admitting their utter incapacity for such expression. The red one, here, my dear fellow, I doff my mask. Now I grow somewhat more serious, since this concerns my own province. It's conceivable that there are some it's conceivable that there is some third thing for which dancing would be the symbol. The red, the red of the rider transforms itself into a tender reddish flesh color, and behold, O miracle, my green garments everywhere burst into leaf. I, perhaps too there is a joy before God that one can call dancing, but I haven't yet found this joy. I look for things that are yet to come. Things came, but joy was not among them. The red one, don't you recognize me, brother? I am joy. I, could you be joy? I see you as through a cloud. Your image fades. Let me take your hand, beloved. Who are you? Who are you? Joy? Was he joy? Okay, so I'm going to stop at that point and read again tomorrow, most likely, from that point. This is a very interesting section, and let's see. The next part begins, surely this red one was the devil, but my devil. So I'll read that segment tomorrow. And so thank you for joining me, Vixen Dixon and others. And I will see you tomorrow.